Daylight saving time is already this Sunday, too.
Oh, really?
Spring forward.
Spring ahead, baby.
I'm
That's
happy.
right. That's what Mary Santora is doing. She is springing forward.
She is.
She made a big announcement this weekend that she has joined American Airlines.
Yes. I'm a pilot now.
I think that is an amazing step forward for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I read that correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a stewardess.
She's a flight attendant.
I apologize. See,
believe
it was
is
my
the-
first day. I didn't
That's
realize.
right. So for people who follow Mary on social media, she made a very private statement public.
Yes. And I'm probably going to cry at some point, so we'll throw that out
Here
there.
on the show?
Yeah. It's
I have a no crying policy.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Now,
we'll
at one
see.
time or another, everyone else on this show has broken that policy.
Including you.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I did.
You cried that one time.
Everyone's
broken
cried
the policy.
at some
I have.
point.
That's right.
So
So now it's your turn in the barrel.
Yeah.
Would you like some cry-inducing music?
No, not at all. Not at
Okay,
all.
are you sure?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, I just went on.
It's your
and,
show. Set the mood.
Yeah, do whatever you want, Alan. This is me with the beverage cart on American Airlines. Flight 123, trying to get
One for you, one for me. One for you.
All right.
No, basically, I just finally made a public announcement and an announcement basically to myself saying that I'm going to quit drinking. And I see I'm already getting worked up. Not worked up, but it's very emotional because I'm tired of having nights like that.
Now, what led to this?
Well, that was what I was going to say, too, because I've had a lot of people message and be like, I didn't get a DUI. I didn't, nothing like that happened.
You didn't hit bottom, as they say.
No,
Right.
no. It was one of those things where, the past couple months, I've just seen my responsibilities slipping and,
Okay.
I can see it going down a much worse path.
Uh-huh.
So it's more or less just getting ahead of things.
Okay.
Before it gets to a point of no return or before I ruin my life.
But you have been Mary Santora
for
a while.
Forever.
So
yeah.
what was it? Was there anything in particular this weekend?
No, not. It's
What
nothing
were the
like
worlds
that.
colliding that got you to that point?
Well, it's been honestly for a couple. I'd say probably close to 6 months. I've been struggling hard with just going too hard, just drinking 4 or 5 nights a week.
Because I thought you were teetotaling for a while. I thought you
was.
went like a month sober
I
or
went
something.
56 days last summer.
Last summer you went 56 days.
And that's the longest I'd ever gone without drinking. But for the past couple years, I've done that. I've taken a month or 2 off and then tried to get myself together. And I always feel so amazing when I do that. And I always am so productive and have all this extra time. And that's usually when I'm at the top of my comedy game as far as booking shows and doing well and things like that. And having just my life together.
Right.
I was telling Bill yesterday, we were talking on the phone. I was I went out Saturday and then I came home and I was day drinking, and then I laid down on the bed and missed a bunch of calls. People thought I was dead in a ditch somewhere, and I woke up and I just kind of looked around my apartment. I'm I haven't done laundry in 2 weeks. There's no food in my fridge. My cat doesn't have food. It was just one of those things where it was
It's little things, but it's all adding up.
It was all adding up,
Okay.
and I was letting it get to that point over a period of time.
Right.
Where one thing at a time was slipping. And
Does being on the
does that make
road
sense?
make that harder too? Because comedians have, when you're on the road, you're working 1 hour a day.
At 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's a party atmosphere. The rest of the time, you're just looking to fill up with something.
Right.
But you're pretty good. You aren't super tempted to drink. When you went those 56 days.
No, I can do it.
You were fine.
I have I still like being with people.
Right.
I like being in crowds. I love being at events, regardless of if I'm drinking or not.
It might make you better at pool too, which
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I need to get better. We
But
can
you,
rematch.
but you go hard when you drink.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
Is that it's not a. It hasn't ruined my life yet. It hasn't done the thing where, people say I lost everything. But I could see it getting to that point because it is not 1 or 2 drinks and go home. It is like a light switch.
Drink till
It's
you're
drink
done.
until you don't. Drink
Yeah.
until you pass out. Drink until you sleep in a bathtub. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's just, it's not okay. And
Which on a very binary level, by the way, always just sounded expensive to me.
it's very expensive.
It's like people who are like, oh, I've smoked my entire, whatever. It's like, it just sounds really expensive.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things where that's the first time. I mean, I went to an AA meeting, and I've been.
You went to an AA meeting last night.
Sunday night, last night.
And you did the whole hi. Now, do you?
No, so
okay.
this was like a different kind of a meeting.
You
I
were
don't
auditing
know.
the class.
Here's what I don't know how much I can say because it AA. So if as long as I don't like
No one's name.
no one's name,
Right.
I'm talking about my stories. I don't want to ever offend that community because I don't know anything about it. You know what I mean?
I think as long as you keep it anonymous.
Anonymous,
yeah,
right.
Okay. Because we already understand the alcoholic
People
part. So.
understand that like it exists.
Right, I know. So I went to just a meeting by my house, and it was like a discussion forum. So you kind of were in like little tables. There was probably 40 or 50 people there, and you broke off into like little groups and kind of just talked.
Okay.
It wasn't like where one person stood up at the front and led the group.
You didn't have to
listened,
share.
and you didn't have to if you didn't want to.
Okay.
But it was the first time I did that whole. I'm married, I'm an alcoholic, and I said it out loud, and I just started crying, like I'm going to now, because it's like.
But did you have to tell them this is my first time? I'm trying to get ahead of this.
Well, that's basically what I said, is
Yeah.
that I'm like, through tears. And I was like, I apologize. This is my first day, and they were
Right.
very supportive. And they're like, if you don't, right.
They weren't going to be like, you get out of here.
They're not like,
You come back when you
right.
got at least a week.
right. So it wasn't anything. Hey,
You
good
got
thing
your
we brought
12-hour
these
chip.
tissues in
Yeah,
here.
say the giant paper towel roll, you mean?
Right, but no,
Yeah.
so they were obviously very encouraging, and the amount of people who've reached out to me on social media is overwhelming. Like, I could not believe how many.
Well, it's a big thing to drop, too. So.
Well, yeah, and it just feels so good to have those people in my corner, and two, to know that everybody's dealing with something. Like people who reached out and like, hey, I don't know exactly what you're going through, but I've experienced this or I've experienced that. And even people just sharing their stories is like, oh, so there's a ton of people who felt like I felt for the last 6 months, where you just like can't get a grip or can't figure it out or think that you do have a grip on it and then you don't,
What are you crying
Right.
about right now?
Accepting it, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Why? What do you think?
I
I'm
didn't know if
crying
it was
about?
still the same thing.
Oh,
I kind of tuned
yeah.
out.
It's always something different,
Yeah. No, I'm really proud of you because I'm one of your
Anyone
closest
who's
friends.
ever drank with me, I don't think that this was a surprise to anybody.
Well, I've also, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think anybody was
I could
caught
never
off
say,
guard
hey,
by
you
this.
need to stop drinking.
Right.
But I'm glad that you made this choice because I've seen you going down this road and
It's been for a couple months now.
It's
and
been, the writing's been on the wall and it needed to happen. And I'm glad it happened before anything
tragic
happened.
I agree with
Or
that
hurting
too.
yourself or hurting someone else or, like you said, losing everything. So to see you make that decision on your own is, I think, a very brave thing to do without hitting that like official rock bottom.
Right. I was texting another comedian who's he's been sober for years and years, and we were going back and forth, and he said that he goes, let this be your bottom, regardless of if you didn't lose your house or he's like, you don't have any kids or anything like that, so it's not like you're taking away from other people, but he's like, it's only going to get worse. Like, that's all there is to it.
It's a good time to get ahead of it now when you don't really have much to lose.
Well, I know, yeah. I mean,
know?
I'm the one who's directly affected by all this, but then it's affecting every other aspect of my life. It's my comedy and I'm a very, very driven person.
Right.
So when I am at my house and I look over and I see 2 weeks worth of laundry, it drives me insane. But I'm either hungover or drunk or not around or at a show, and I'm not taking care of the things that I need to take care of.
So this is a laundry-based decision.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's one of those. It was one of those small
Good thing
things.
she doesn't live with grandma because otherwise she'd be still drinking.
Well, that
So
shows.
true.
It's like,
It's one of those
goddamn, my
small
cat is
things.
skinny.
I know. It's one of those small things where it's like it was not, like I said, it wasn't one huge thing. It was just kind of sitting and looking around. It's like, I don't know the last time I vacuumed my apartment.
And
You know
that's,
what I mean?
That's
Like,
a sign of like depression. I think psychiatrists say all the time that like even if you do your laundry and you just leave it in the hamper or whatever and you don't fold it up or
Put it away or whatever.
Right.
It's a sign of like, what's the point? What's the bother? Like,
right. It is, and it's just one.
Did
of
any
those
of this spring from? You said you had a 4-hour late night conversation with your mom that sounded like she kind of dragged you into something. But did any of it come from that, or
Well-
was it literally the laundry and the cat?
No.
Oh.
It's a lot of different things, and I'm sure I'm dealing with or I'm suppressing more than I'm dealing with. But I talked with my mom, and it's one of those things where I haven't been around for my family as much, and it's just to say hi or send a text or call. Like, my dad said the same thing. He's like, I've seen you one time this whole year, and I'm
And it's because you're hungover all the time.
It's because
yeah.
I'm hungover, and I could very easily. I mean, we don't have to be here till 1. I could very easily. There's no
You don't have to be
reason.
here till 1.
Right. Well, I don't have to be here till 1. There's no reason I can't go have lunch with my sisters.
Right.
Other than
Alan, did you know you don't have to be here till 1?
you can be here whenever you want, Al.
What's that?
You don't have to be here till 1, according to Mary.
She doesn't.
Hey, as a part-time fill-in employee,
That's right.
I can get here at 1
That's right.
p.m. But it's just been little things like that over the last, I'd say, probably 6 months since like October that have just been piling up, and I've been pushing down, and I was just tired of it.
Yeah.
You know, and I know.
And so what did you going to an AA meeting, was you thinking, well, clearly this is nothing I can do by myself and for myself.
Right.
So let me go avail myself of some wisdom, perhaps, that
Yeah.
people have been doing this for a while can
Yeah.
give me.
Right.
And did you feel like you walked out with a better...
I did.
I always felt like AA meetings, if you hadn't hit bottom yet, it's probably, because I've had friends who've gone through the program in various states of recovery and all that, is that you come out of some of those meetings feeling way better about yourself, going, oh my
100%.
God, like
It didn't
cautionary
get to that,
tales in
yeah.
every direction.
Like I said, I've taken time off drinking before, but I've never quit. And
Right.
I want to quit. I don't want to drink anymore.
So you're going stone cold sober.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. And I know I can do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You know you can do it for 56 days.
At least.
Yeah.
You know, what's one more?
Did it
What's
ever-
2 more? What's a week more? You know?
Did it ever come to your mind about like moderation? Like if you ever, if you did,
I've tried 1,000 times.
like you can't just go and have one
cannot.
strong one.
I can't. I don't want to stop. It's
Okay.
not about
Okay.
the quantity. It's about the feeling. So once I start to feel good, I don't want to stop feeling good.
Okay.
So then I just keep drinking, and it never. I mean, even saying it out loud sounds so stupid. I understand the logic behind it is not there.
Well, not to people who have a similar situation.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are trying to recover from something. If it's not booze, it's pills or something.
Right,
Everybody
right,
has their
right.
vice.
Food, stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And well, that was the thing when I put it on all my social media platforms because, I just wanted to share it. I didn't want to be alone, and I wanted to be like, hey, you know, if you are similar. And I had hundreds of people reach out to me, which thank you guys so much if you're one of the people who sent me a message. I didn't have all the time in the world to reply to all of them, but it really does mean the world to me. And it was like people that I never expected that would hit me up and be like, hey, I'm 200 days sober. I've been
Right.
doing the same thing you've been doing. I haven't felt confident enough to post about it or things like that, or I don't want the attention, or
Right.
it's not about attention or anything. It's like at one of these points, I have to hold myself accountable.
By the
And-
way, this reminds me, I am going to be announcing the Alan Cox Show bar crawls very soon.
Okay,
Bill.
good.
This jogged my memory, too. Setting them up for the summertime. Okay, go ahead. And
No, you're good.
Go
You're
back to what
totally
you were
good.
saying.
You're fine. I will be in attendance. Don't offer to buy me a shot. No, but it's just one of those things that has been a long time coming, and it just took a lot for me to get there.
A
and just
confluence
say
of
it.
different things.
Yeah.
Which is probably still better than one big thing.
Right, exactly.
Crashing a car.
That's
or
what
doing,
everybody.
yeah.
I could tell my friends wanted to be like, okay, so do you need me to come get you? Like, are you in jail right now? Like,
Right.
it's like it wasn't. Thank God, it wasn't anything like that. But it is, you know, like I said, it's been a long time coming, and it's just one of those things that I wanted to officially say. I guess say
Well,
to
good for you.
myself, say to other people, and whatever. It sounds so stupid, but it's like
It makes it more real if you put
it
it out.
makes it more
into-
real,
Yeah.
and it's like
It gives you some accountability, like you
Accountability.
said.
And your friends will help hold you accountable.
right
Because
and,
now you're their DD. So this is fantastic for me.
They can't. I can't be drunk and pick you up.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
They'll go from holding your hair back to holding you accountable.
Exactly.